Have you ever sat back and wondered, why do I keep ending up in the same mess? Different job, same stress, new relationship, same drama, more money, still broke by Friday. Here's the thing. Over 100 years ago, this quiet genius named James Allen wrote a little book called As a Man Thinketh. It's short, it's old school, but man, it hits deep. It says, your thoughts are the blueprint of your life. And if your outer world's a mess, maybe it's time to check what's going on inside your head. So if you're ready to take honest control of your life, you're in the right place. Let's break it down, chapter by chapter, and maybe laugh a little while we clean up the mental chaos. Chapter 1. You are what you think, literally. It sounds like a quote you'd find stitched on a pillow in a therapist's office, but it's true. Imagine your brain is a workshop. Every thought is either a tool or a ticking time bomb. You're not just casually sitting in this space, you're the boss, the builder, and the janitor. So if you want to master your thoughts, use your mind as a tool. Otherwise, leave it on autopilot and it'll turn into a ticking bomb, quietly counting down to your next meltdown. Think of it like your phone's notification center if you keep ignoring what's important, and one day you're overwhelmed by 300 unread messages from life. Now here's the golden truth. If you inbuilt good thoughts into your mind, joy follows you. But if you have evil thoughts, then pain comes to you. It seems simple, right? But not always easy. It's like eating junk food and expecting a six-pack to show up magically. In the same way, you can't feed your mind with resentment, jealousy, and negativity, and then act shocked when you're yelling at strangers in traffic for blinking too slowly. Sometimes you might wonder, but what about those people who seem to be born kind and graceful? Are they just lucky? No, because no one wakes up wise. There's no Amazon Prime for personality or character. Wisdom is built brick by brick with your daily thoughts acting as cement. Every time you think a kind thought, forgive someone, choose discipline over drama, you're adding a brick. Every time you spiral into anger, self-pity, or guilt, you're pulling one out. Now let's talk power tools. Have you ever thought of thoughts as weapons? Yep, they can be like a sword or a shovel. You can either cut yourself down with criticism and doubt, or build a life you're proud of, one clear, strong thought at a time. It's all in your hands, or more precisely, in your head. So the next time you catch yourself thinking, I'm not good enough, try replacing it with, I'm a work in progress, but I'm building wisely. Because remember, it's not the thoughts you visit, it's the ones you live in that shape who you become. Chapter 2. Thought is the seed, life is the garden. Imagine your mind as a patch of land, not a fancy one, just your average backyard. Every thought you have, that's a seed you're dropping in the soil. Some people are planting sunflowers and strawberries. Others, they're unknowingly growing emotional jalapenos, spicy, messy, and guaranteed to burn later. So if your daily mental playlist includes I'm so stressed, what if I fail, and why did I eat all those cookies? Congratulations, you've just planted a chaos crop. But hey, if you're thinking about gratitude, discipline, and dreams bigger than your sleep debt, you're planting mangoes. Sweet, juicy, success mangoes. We all know that one colleague, the Monday morning prophet of doom, walks in saying, this week's gonna suck. And like clockwork, it does suck. Why? Because they planted Monday misery Sunday night and watered it with coffee and complaints. It's like being a gardener who lovingly waters weeds, trims them, talks to them like houseplants, and then wonders why the roses haven't bloomed. That's us. We feed our drama, give it snacks, and then ask life, why so toxic? Here's the deal. The circumstances of your life are tightly wired to your character. No one just stumbles into crime or bankruptcy overnight unless you're in a Netflix drama. In real life, it's usually a slow brew of unchecked thoughts and outdated beliefs. You can't simmer bitterness and expect it to taste like chocolate cake. That's not how cooking or thinking works. Yet we're conditioned to believe we're just products of our surroundings. It's my boss, my city, Mercury retrograde, or maybe my spirit animal is lazy. But blaming won't help. Changing how you respond? That's the real glow-up. Here's some bitter truth with a sweet twist. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. You can wish for wealth while acting like a clearance bin mindset collector. That's like ordering a pizza and putting Nowhere Avenue as your address. The universe's delivery guy just shrugs and leaves. Everyone wants better circumstances. But when you say, let's improve ourselves, it suddenly feels like a group project no one wants to do. We're out here shopping for better outcomes with a wallet full of lazy habits. Real change? It's not always motivational posters and scented candles. Sometimes it feels more like giving your ego a cold shower. Repeatedly. Here's another laughable truth. We judge people like we're courtroom judges with no real evidence. Someone's rich? Must have cheated the system. Someone failed? Too honest for this world. And we call them dramatic. Reality. Even good people make bad decisions like cutting their own bangs at midnight. And suffering? We treat it like a subscription service. Even when your mind is pure, if you keep hitting renew on thoughts like resentment or envy, the suffering continues, no matter how many yoga classes you attend. Imagine refining gold over and over when it's already pure. Feels like a waste of fire, doesn't it? So remember this, you will continue to suffer mentally, emotionally, maybe even financially, until you pull out the impure thoughts by their roots. Do not prune them, not hide them behind Instagram quotes. Destroy them. Because you can't grow roses in a junkyard, and you definitely can't expect peace while planting panic. Choose your seeds wisely. Chapter 3. Weak thoughts equals weak habits. Imagine your body is a musical instrument. Now, your thoughts? They're the musician. And not always Mozart, sometimes more like a toddler with a drum kit and no bedtime. If your mental playlist is full of stress, anxiety, and overthinking, guess what? Your health's out here trying to play Beethoven with a broken ukulele? Ever been so anxious you felt physically sick? Of course you have, we all have. Anxiety isn't just in your head. It throws a party and invites your stomach, your sleep cycle, your skin, and even your lower back. And a sour face? That doesn't just show up like a random software update. That's emotional residue, a reflection of what's been playing on loop inside. Now, want to change your life? Great, but maybe hold off on buying your 10th planner or setting 47 hyper-specific goals, like read 6 books, wake up at 4 a.m., learn Italian, and build abs all by next Tuesday. Start simpler. Start with your dominant thought, because here's how the spiral works. I'll never change, and it's going to be, so why even try? Then, let me just finish this tub of ice cream and cry in sync with a Netflix breakup scene. Relatable? Of course. We've all been there. But here's the good news. When your mind trains itself on discipline, focus, and clarity, you start building willpower muscles. Because here's the truth bomb. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to the level of your mindset. Goals are great, but without the mindset to support them, they're just colorful sticky notes on your fridge, mocking you silently. Think of your mind like a room. You can't have a sweet, peaceful home unless you let the air and sunlight in. If your windows are sealed shut and you're living with dusty old thoughts from 2009, how do you expect freshness? Let your mind breathe. Let joy fill in like you would need sunlight on a cold morning. Dark thoughts? That's like closing the curtains, locking the windows, and then wondering why it smells like forgotten leftovers. Goodwill? Ah, that's your mental Febreze. Open the window. Get the fresh air. Clean vibes. So next time you catch yourself spiraling down with weak thoughts, remember, weak thoughts lead to weak habits, and weak habits lead to crying over melted ice cream again. Let your mind be your biggest fan, not your worst roommate. Chapter 4. Thoughts and Purpose. Your thoughts should always come with a +1, and that +1 is purpose. Because a thought without purpose, that's just noise. It's like a car without a driver. If you're just daydreaming about a better life without a plan, it's basically mental window shopping. Fun? Yes. Productive? Not really. You can't just think your way into success while binge-watching motivational reels and calling it vision boarding. You've got to build. You've got to do. Devote yourself to the actual attainment, not just the idea of it. Success isn't just about outcomes. It's about the character you build along the way through falling flat on your face, learning something from it, and, importantly, not blaming gravity every time you trip. Now, let's talk muscles, not the gym kind, though those are great, but the mental kind. Just like the physically weak can become strong, mental strength is built through repetition, resistance, and, yes, a tiny bit of pain. Think of it like emotional weightlifting. You don't get stronger by sitting comfortably on the couch of self-doubt. You've got to lift those difficult thoughts, hold them, and then put them down with control. And here's the big kicker. Thoughts of doubt and fear? They're the equivalent of trying to paint a masterpiece with jittery, caffeine-overloaded hands. Every brushstroke goes off. The colors run. The canvas screams, "What even is this?" But when you've got a purpose, that's when the magic happens. Purpose steadies your grip. It holds your brush firm. It helps you paint your life not with panic, but with intention. Each stroke bold, clear, and real. So next time your mind feels like a messy desktop full of 38 open tabs, ask yourself, is this thought driving anywhere or is it just honking in the driveway? Give your thoughts a steering wheel. Give them fuel. Give them purpose. And then drive. Chapter 5, The Thought Factor in Achievement. Let's get one thing straight. Your suffering and your happiness are your own. It's not your annoying boss, your nosy aunt, or Mercury in retrograde. You're not a puppet, you're the landlord of your mind, and you've been letting other people's drama live there rent-free. Time to start charging eviction fees, or at least make them do the dishes. You want to rise, conquer, achieve? It all starts by lifting your thoughts, like a mental gym session. Want an upgraded life? You've got to upgrade your thoughts first. Think of it like updating your brain's software. You wouldn't expect your 2009 phone to run today's apps, right? Same goes for mindset. Now, here's the deal. A strong person can't carry you to success unless you're willing to stand up and take that first step. The gym trainer can show you the moves, but you have to lift the weight. And, spoiler alert, it's heavy. But so is regret. Pick your workout. Motivation? That's your morning espresso shot. Feels great, but fades fast. Discipline? That's the full meal. It might not always taste like pizza, but it fuels results. Every single time. And hey, sometimes it feels like the world is on cheat mode, the greedy get richer, the honest get ignored, and that one guy who lies in meetings somehow gets promoted. But zoom out. 10 years from now, the truth's still standing, brushing its shoulders off while the liars are dodging karma like flying shoes. There's no progress without sacrifice. You want greatness? Awesome, but be prepared to burn some distractions along the way. Comfort zones? Cute, but they don't build empires. You've got to trade lazy Sundays for focused Mondays. That Netflix cliffhanger can wait. Your dreams can't. As the wise and slightly dramatic saying goes, no pain, no champagne. And we're not talking cheap bubbly, we're talking the real celebration of self-earned success. So if you're waiting for the universe to magically drop achievement into your lap while you're scrolling cat videos, sorry, not happening. Raise your thoughts, raise your standards, and watch your life rise with them. Chapter 6, Visions and Ideals. The dreamers. Oh yes, they are the real MVPs of this world. Think about it, your favorite Netflix shows, your iPhone, even those noise-canceling headphones you use to avoid social interaction. All brought to life by dreamers. So next time you're binge-watching a series at 2 a.m., maybe whisper a little thank you to the wild minds who imagined it all. No dreams? Then no art, no innovation, no Taylor Swift albums. The world would be like one giant meeting that could have been an email flat, dull, and emotionally dehydrated. Here's the deal. What you constantly see in your mind starts shaping what you chase in real life. Vision isn't just you zoning out during a boring Zoom call, it's mental rehearsal. And guess what? The pros use it. Athletes do it before a big match. CEOs do it before a launch. Even that one friend who always wins board games probably rehearsed in their head. For example, do you want to run a business someday? Great, but don't wait till your startup hits $100 million to start acting like a boss. Start now, like today, right after this video. Imagine if Shakespeare had said, nah, I'll just stick to sorting scrolls and sipping lukewarm ale. No Hamlet, no poetic drama, just Elizabethan paperwork. Tragic. Dreams always lead to reality. But, and this is a big but, dreams need fuel. And that fuel is not Red Bull. It's patience. It's kind of like baking a cake. You've prepped everything, put it in the oven, and now comes the hard part, waiting. Open the oven too soon? Boom. Your vision collapses into a sad, edible puddle. Dreams need time to rise, just like cake. Let's see it in action. A youth growing up in poverty doesn't try to escape life, he decides to change it. He studies by candlelight, grows slowly, grinds harder, and finally builds a life so solid he starts lifting others up with him. The world looks at him and says, wow, how lucky he is. But they didn't see the skipped meals, the overdue rent, the I can't do this anymore nights. They missed the breakdowns and the breakthroughs. But his vision, it came true. Not because he whispered affirmations into the mirror, though hey, that helps, but because he showed up and did the work. Here's the math. Effort equals result. Not hashtags, not shortcuts, not 5 steps to manifest a mansion by Friday. There is no manifestation without hustle. Dreams require grind, patience, and the audacity to keep going when reality still looks nothing like your vision board. So keep dreaming, but don't forget to lace up your shoes, because visions walk further when they've got work boots on. Chapter 7, Serenity, Calmness of Mind. Now that's one of the finest jewels of wisdom, and no, unfortunately, you can't add it to your Amazon cart, even with Prime. It's not delivered in 2 days, it's earned the old school way, through repeated arguments with your ego and winning. A person becomes truly calm when they finally learn to govern themselves. Not the government, not their partner, not their neighbors playing loud music at 2 a.m., just themselves. And here's the fun part. When you stop yelling at traffic or arguing with your toaster, people start thinking you've achieved Zen master status. Meanwhile, you're just too tired to argue. But hey, it works. A strong, calm person is like a tree that gives shade just standing there. No drama, no Wi-Fi, no hot takes, but still a total lifesaver when the sun, or life, is burning down hard. In this chaos-filled world where everyone's reacting, oversharing, live-streaming their every sneeze, the calm ones, they're a refuge. They don't tweet every emotion. They pause, breathe, and then speak. Revolutionary, right? Contentment, my friend, is an art form, like latte foam or folding fitted sheets. Not everyone nails it. But explosive tempers? Oh, those are like forest fires. One spark and poof. There goes your peace, your relationships, and your reputation. All up in smoke. And let's be honest, no one wants to hang out in a fire zone. Self-control is a strength. Right thought is mastery. Calmness is power. Repeat it. Self-control is a strength. Right thought is mastery and calmness is power. Stick it on your fridge. Recite it like your Wi-Fi password. Live it like your mental playlist. Because in a world of storms, being the calm one, that's the real flex. So here's the takeaway. Your mind is the real battlefield. Your thoughts are the soldiers. So ask yourself every morning, am I feeding my fears or fueling my future? If this video planted a useful seed in your head, don't forget to water it. Hit that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs a mindset reboot. And remember, right thought is mastery. Calmness is power. See you in the next one.